Everybody, welcome back. This is Inside Fitness Radio presents Total Fitness Podcast. My name is Matthew.
I'm Walter.
Today we're going to be talking about a little TikTok video that we saw online. It was actually an older video that has kind of resurfaced a little bit, and the title of the video is "Can Fat People Be a Personal Trainer?" or "Can a Fat Person Be a Personal Trainer?" And this is the video right here. So let's give it a quick watch.
When they say fat people can't be personal trainers,
So there you go. This lady, Chill Tash, is her name on TikTok. 14,000 followers. As you can see, quite obese. I would actually classify that as probably morbidly obese at that point. But again, she's a personal trainer. Like, her day job is being a personal trainer, from the looks of what we've seen on her profile. Now, the question was, can fat people be personal trainers? She says yes. Walter, what do you say?
I say yes. I say it's going to be difficult for her. She's going to have to fight a battle against how people perceive her. And her knowledge base can be great, but she's still going to have to fight that. As someone who's fought against, well, older people can't be personal trainers, and had to persevere. If she's willing to persevere, and judging from what I've seen, her personality and her knowledge can carry her far.
Mm-hmm.
But she's going to have to fight that fight.
Yeah, it's kind of that age-old thing. Like, personally, for me, like 100%, you can. I don't care who you are. You can be a trainer. Anybody can, as long as you have the knowledge and you understand the movements and how to also be a personable person, which she looks like she is. And again, that video was from originally like 2021. So obviously she's been doing it for a little bit of time, even if it's, I don't know when she started, but it's been at least a year. So, the fact that she's doing it, she has knowledge, she seems like a great personality. People are 100% going to be attracted to that, right? It's also the idea that people who might be too shy to go into the gym, for somebody who is looking like Mr. Olympia, looking like a very unattainable athlete, 6'4", looks like they could just pick up a dumbbell off the 200-pound side of the rack like it's nothing, like it's a toothpick. It's a little bit more intimidating for somebody who hasn't necessarily been in the gym before, and they see somebody like her, and to them, they might be like, that's my person. That's who I need to be, because they understand maybe some of the struggles that I've been dealing with. But there's also the flip sides to that, and you kind of said it. It's me personally, because I've had many coaches in the past, I don't get a coach based on just knowledge alone. I get it based off the experience they have and what my goal is to kind of look like. Now, that's just me. I know I have many female trainers, I have many female clients that are not trying to look like the 225-pound version of me back when I was bodybuilding. They couldn't care for that. But I also did have a lot of men who were trying to achieve that. And I also had a lot of clients tell me, it's like, yeah, I came to you because you are in great shape. You have a great personality. You look like you know what you're doing. And it's stupid, but your body is your business card. A lot of people hate saying that nowadays, but if we're being honest though, still how people perceive it.
It can still be how people perceive it. I agree with you. And for better or worse. I mean, I know I've gotten more clients my age because I'm my age, because they don't want to go to a kid, however good the kid may look. They want someone who they know has the experience and who they can talk to, from that niche standpoint. But also, I think when you're going forward, it's not enough to look great. You may get the client for the initial sign-on,
Yeah.
but if you're an asshole, you're not going to stick around.
Yeah.
If you don't have a method of motivating them so that they can change and grow and develop, then they're not going to stick around. So it can definitely have its downside to be the Adonis trainer if you are not also talented, conscientious, personable, empathetic, and all the other qualities that you need to be a good trainer. I mean, Burgess Meredith in the Rocky films,
Yeah.
did he look like a boxer?
Well, and that's kind of, again, we have seen that, to anybody new who's listening, like you're just getting in the gym for the first time, it may seem like your gym or that specific gym is filled with like trainers who are bigger, more lean. They have, they're really strong, all that sort of stuff. But realistically, I mean, how many trainers have we worked with in the past, online or in person, who weren't even close to, being the bodybuilder, the power lifter, the athlete, they just really enjoyed coaching people. They had a massive knowledge base about it, and they enjoyed doing what they were doing. Not everybody who's a trainer wants to be a bodybuilder on stage. Not everybody who's a trainer is trying to, if they're a boxer, my boxing coach, he never really cared to go pro. He doesn't even want to train pros anymore. Like, we had some pros come in the gym, and it was great for me because, I could actually train with them. But at some point he was like, I'm going to kick him out because this isn't a pro gym. I don't want that. I want the amateurs. I want the kids who are having fun in here. I want to coach people who are enjoying what they're doing.
Yeah.
And he is the portrayal of that. He's a big, massive dude, but like, he's kind of a teddy bear at the same time. Right. And you get that from him right away.
But it's interesting because I don't know if you remember the way we felt when we were told that we could not practice our poses in the gym because this is not a bodybuilding gym.
Yeah.
And we were like, what do you mean? It's a gym. We've got to have the right to take off our shirts and pose. And no, I mean, where you are does matter. And he obviously doesn't want to have a gym where he's got a bunch of pros in there.
Yeah.
He wants to have people who are just enjoying themselves and learning and growing.
Yeah. Or just the amateur competitors, right? Like,
yeah.
Not too high level, just, maybe going to the point of pro, but he doesn't want to deal with the pro scene, right?
Well, maybe if the stakes are a little lower, you're a little more chill too.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, I've been to gyms where they are and this is it. Like, at my gym, we have such a good foundation, and we're all good teammates, and we're all really good friends because of the fact that the head coach has built it in such a way that he's like, we're coming here to box. We're coming here to learn how to box. We're coming here to learn how to compete, how to fight. We're going to spar hard. We're going to give each other black eyes. We're going to give each other bloody noses. But at the end of the day, it's like, you're all really good friends because this is the way my gym is. We don't want any hatred. Anybody who's a dick, we're sending them out the door. We don't want that there. And we have done that before, right?
God, if only our political people could feel the same way in Congress or the Senate or where at Parliament.
Oh, wouldn't it be nice? But again, I mean, to get back to the original point of what I was saying, is like, personally, no, I would not go for somebody who is morbidly obese as a trainer. Now, it's tough though. Like, if they had a huge knowledge base and they showed that content and that side of them, and they had the experience from the past, because I truly am a huge believer that experience sometimes does trump book smarts when it comes to anything, not just fitness, right? Like, experience, you can't, and we actually had a trainer like this, really smart person, master's degree in kinesiology, never did a squat in their life.
Yeah.
And I think you know who I'm talking about, but it was like,
I do.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, how are you going to coach us? The biomechanics, every muscle that's firing when you're doing it.
You know how to watch it, but you can't do it. So how do you demo?
And it also gets to the point.
Demoing is a really important thing.
But then it gets to the point as well that so many people miss out on. And this is why you can be a fat personal trainer. You can be a slow race car driver. I don't care. You can do whatever you want to do. But when it comes to the fitness, it's like, every single client that walks in that door is different. They may all have the same similar goals, but every life they have lived is different. Every experience they have had is different. Their experience in the gym might be different. Their experience at work that day may be different. Their experience in terms of relationship, how they handle money, how they handle hardship, how they handle happiness, everything is different. Personal training is not just about teaching somebody, or coaching somebody is not just about, here's a program, here's a diet, follow it. It is the get down to the nitty gritty of figuring out, why weren't you able to overcome that issue you were having and get into the gym? Like, what is really going on here? You know, is it just something small, or is there a bigger thing that we're not addressing? And like, I'm not saying you're their therapist, but at times you kind of are. But it is getting to the point where it's like, okay, well, if you want to be a successful coach, you can't just hand off programs. Sure, if you have millions of followers, charge them whatever, $250 every month for your cookie cutter bullshit program, go for it. If you want to actually change people's lives, yeah, maybe like 10% of those people will be able to follow that because they are just living that life already. 90% are going to fail. If you want at least a 90% success rate, and maybe a 10%, or again, even 100%, which I truly don't think is possible at just how things are, but 90% success rate, you are going to have to be more involved, and you have to have the personality and your own personal experiences to back that up.
Yeah. I have to say though that if I were looking for a coach now, walking into a big box where there's like 8-10 coaches in a row, I would be looking for the person with a loyal following, who's busy a good deal of the time, and who obviously looks like they're enjoying their clients and their clients are enjoying them. Now, that doesn't mean the clients are like, yay. I mean, I have clients who are like, I hate this. I hate this. Thanks. See you on Wednesday. Yeah. Right? That's okay. They don't have to love it in the moment, but those people are going to be the people who fire me up.
Yeah.
Not someone who just looks good, but it's like, all right, now we're going to do this. Check my phone.
And many
we've seen a lot of that too.
You see it all the time. I was at the gym this morning, not my gym that I actually coach out of, but you see it all the time. I was doing a call today with a prospect who wanted to do my online coaching, and she was saying the exact same thing to me. She was like, I've had 2 online coaches in the past, and just off of me showing her what I do in terms of my actual program, well, for one, she was like, I am so impressed with the content that you put out, because you're not just like every other dude or every other girl on Instagram who just posts a booty picture or an ab shot and says, no excuses, get in the gym. It's like, you actually have some substance to what you're saying. And then it's like, I get her on the call and I'm telling her, like, this is what's included in my program. This is how we make sure that you hit your goals, like yada, yada, yada. And it's, yeah. And then I guess the point of, oh, you actually care.
Yeah.
Because again, like, how many times have you had a client come to you and they're like, I have had such a bad time with personal trainers in the past. One of my very good friends, an old client of mine, and honestly, if I'm being real, once I go back to Toronto, I'm 90% certain when I hit Toronto, she is going to drop her trainer as of right now and then go straight back to me. She doesn't do the online coaching. We tried it. She hated it, but she still messaged me every single week being like, hey, so yeah, I miss you a lot. I really wish you were my trainer still. But nonetheless, it's like, she's had trainers for the past, how long has it been? I guess 14 years now. And she had multiple trainers, and then she found me. We were together for about 3.5, 4 years. I left. We did the online thing. It didn't work out. So I was like, here's some good recommendations. And she could not handle anybody else. She did not like it. And it's just like, it seems like everybody that I've been training with is just like, every single person that she went to was just not the style. And it almost seemed like they didn't care enough. But that was the first thing she said, was it was not her personality and not her style.
Yeah.
And so many people forget that when you have somebody who is that involved in your life trying to help you achieve a goal, your coaching, if it's a coach, your coaching has to fit that person's style. Otherwise, they will probably not succeed in the way you think they will. I turn down clients now if they do not fit what I am. I can get a vibe pretty easily.
I think, yeah, I mean, you have to fit them, they have to fit you. There is a give and take. I mean, I know that I'm not the same Walter with client A that I am with client B.
Yeah.
I read the room, right? You have to be able to do that to a certain extent, but they also have to be able to read my room.
Yeah.
And if it's going to be someone who's going to be constantly combative, then we don't belong together. And thanks good luck. I don't want to have any rancor towards these people. It just isn't a good fit.
Yeah. And that's it. I have to, speaking of combative, I've had multiple clients in the past that are combative, or I currently have clients that are very combative, but in a way that I know they're doing it.
It's a
But they're
boxing
still-
gym.
Yeah, right. But they're still pushing themselves to that point. Like,
Yeah.
I know if I really said to them, yo, Walter, shut up and do the work, they will, and then they'll go do it.
Yeah.
Now, I've had other clients in the past that I've dropped, and there's been a few where I was like, hey, we really need to get this work done. Like, we're trying to, and they're just like, no, I honestly just, no, I can't do it today. Not feeling that today. And it never gets to the point of like yelling matches, screaming matches. I don't let it get to that point, because I'm just like, look, we are not meant to. I personally don't feel like I can give you what you are after. I don't feel like this is a good fit. I don't want you to look back in 3 months and say, hey, I wasted my money. Here's where I think you should go. This trainer or this coach, maybe go ask them, maybe feel them out, see if they're a bit better fit for you. Because style matters, personality matters.
Absolutely.
You can't butt heads. So again, when you're a fat
Very
person,
true.
being a personal trainer, if somebody obese is coming into the gym and looks at the 22-year-olds or 25-year-olds in shape person who has been in shape for the past 10, 12 years of their life, or started off really skinny, they never had morbid obesity, probably not the best fit. Like, sure, I again, depends on the personality, but they may actually be more interested in somebody. If they're really shy, they're really intimidated, it may be easier for them to go to that morbidly
Exactly.
obese trainer.
I mean, I inherited a client once at the big box, who was quite obese. And it was not a good fit, because I did not quite know how to handle the amount of shyness and that she was carrying.
Mhm.
We developed a really good relationship. We talked all the time, but I could not train her because she could not bring herself to come into the gym regularly. The eyes were always on her.
Yeah.
And, perhaps if I had been someone like her, she would have felt more comfortable.
Yeah.
And could have continued her journey that way. She did end up losing a lot of weight through other means, and then coming to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
But that was just before I left. And so, I mean, she did at least get some help.
Yeah. But again, that's it. I truly do think experience matters more necessarily than just the knowledge base. So if you have the knowledge, you have the experience, plus you have the personality, you are the trifecta of somebody who should be a successful coach.
Yeah.
So again, that's what we're talking about here. If you're just talking about the fact that you're being a little fat phobic and you're like, fat people shouldn't be a trainer, that's disgusting. Because I saw a lot of comments on the old video, or on the stitched video, I should say. That's disgusting. How could she let herself go? Like, why? She's obviously going to fail. She's like, okay, your opinion doesn't matter. She is hopefully promoting a healthier lifestyle to people similar to her. We all know that morbid obesity is a major health risk. Now, again, I haven't gone in depth and seen if she is actually totally okay with being morbidly obese. If that was the case, yeah, maybe that I might change my opinion just slightly in terms of her as a person.
But for all we know, and we don't know, because there's no bio attached that says this is my journey. And I love going into a gym and seeing the bios to see who's coming from where. They're not just like born
the Greek Adonis.
But for all we know, she could already have lost 50, 60 pounds.
And we know now
she's getting into this, and she is presenting a really good example to those clients.
Yeah.
Wow.
We know somebody like that.
Yeah.
Lost 90 pounds in the past year.
Yeah.
And they are a coach. They're still about 350, something like that.
Yeah.
Still very large, but they've made a lot of progress. And that's the thing. It's like, this is, and we could talk about this on another podcast, and maybe we will actually. Fitness is not where you are right now. It's the lifelong thing. It's the
Yeah.
lifestyle. Where I was at 2 years ago, I may have looked the bodybuilder, incredible, in great shape, all that sort of stuff. But I didn't have as good cardio as I do now. I didn't have as good of a plyometric ability as I do now, or whatever, whatever the case may be. I was not, that was a snapshot of my fitness
Yeah.
journey. For the morbidly obese person, that is their snapshot right now. And it's tough.
It was also just a physical snapshot.
Well, and that's it.
You're happier now and you're mellower now and you're in a better position from my standpoint, looking at you
Am I
than
mellower?
you were then.
I get punched in the face every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Is that pretty mellow?
I know, but you're happier getting punched in the face
That's true.
than you were trying to achieve that absolute perfection
Yeah.
day after day, judging yourself and going, maybe it's not good enough yet. It's not good enough yet.
Mhm.
And that's the difficulty with the bodybuilding lifestyle, because you're always looking at yourself going, no, it's not ready yet.
Yeah, no, 100%. And
So
it's tough. I get it. Everything is a snapshot, and it's mostly just physically. Most of the time you don't see the mental snapshot. But again, to ask or to say to somebody you cannot be fat and be a trainer is wrong. To say to somebody, you are a slow race car driver, you shouldn't be a race car driver. Well, maybe they're just a really fast race car driver, but the guy in first place is even faster. Like, come on. Like, at the end of the day, you can be whatever you want to be. Just put your mind to it and you can probably do it. She's been doing it for, again, at least a year, probably beforehand too. I didn't scroll all the way through. I didn't watch every single TikTok she's posted, but I'm sure she has. Look at how many boxers there are that are just tomato cans, but they're a pro boxer. Maybe they're not actually that bad. It's just the fact that it may just be the fact that the guy they're facing is really, really good.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know the whole story. Or maybe it's just so corrupt that they paid the guy off to lose. But nonetheless, it is what it is. You can be fat. You can be a trainer. Stop giving a shit and stop telling people
what they can or cannot do.
And if it just stop commenting on their bodies. Like we're going to react to a lot more of these. And every single time we are going to get this point across. Stop commenting on people's bodies if they do not ask for your opinion. Bodybuilding is like the only thing where you can actually do it. And it's funny when like bodybuilders get butthurt about like, oh, I didn't ask for that. It's like, yeah, you did. You went on stage and you asked to be judged.
Yeah.
That is the whole point.
Yeah.
Not naming any names, but there is somebody at the Olympia that is the exact embodiment of that. But anyways, that's what it is. That's all I got to say today.
All righty. Me too.
Stay safe, guys. Oh,
Stay breezy.
No, not yet. Not yet. If you have questions, I forgot the questions.
Okay.
If you guys have questions, you know where to find us. Just right below here. As always, stay safe.
Stay breezy.
There you go, guys. Take care.